Oh, goodness. As usual, the other little star. She just has to be, as soon as she hears me turn the camera on, she's like ready. Right, Lily? Right, Lily? Anyway, oh God. Good morning, guys. It's morning where I am. I'm just me. No makeup, hair done today. I just wanted to make this video because we've got a new year started now. And let me get comfortable here, guys. We got a new year going here. And oh, how I just wish that this new year would just help people be kinder, nicer to one another, more caring for one another. And the reason I'm doing this is because I made a video about a year ago called Over 60, Living Alone and Not Liking It. And that's gotten well over 100,000 views and several thousand comments. And I can't even tell you how shocked I am at some of those comments and how mean they are. I mean, genuinely mean. Oh, no, stop. Don't start barking. No. Some of them are genuinely mean comments. And hold on just a second, guys. I have to set this timer because my camera only goes for 30 minutes. So I gotta keep this clock on. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, I was so surprised at how many mean comments there were from that video. There I was at that time of my life. I was going through a very difficult time. I mean, a painful time, guys. And that's why I made that video, because I was struggling with a lot of things at that time. And so I just kind of made that video that day. I just felt I needed to. And oh my goodness, the majority of comments are very wonderful. They're understanding, they're kind, they're helpful. They expressed that they were going through the same thing. I'm still getting comments to this day, excuse me, of people who are expressing what they're going through with loneliness. And I just needed to make this because, you know, every new year people hope for better everything in life. You know, it's just the tradition, I guess, whatever. But there's so many lonely people. And it's not just that video. There's another video I made too, a couple of them, that a lot of people have come on to express how lonely they are. And it's heartbreaking to me. Some of the stories that I have read in the comments, they are heartbreaking. The loneliness that so many people of all ages are going through. It's not just someone older like me. It's a lot of different ages. They're going through loneliness for one reason or another. Even if they're living with somebody, they're experiencing loneliness. And when I read the mean comments, like, oh, well, it's all in your head. You know, if you didn't want to be that way, you wouldn't be that way. You know, that type of thing. I really stop and think, wow, there are some people who have no empathy, no understanding, no caring about what an individual is going through. And when I read some of those mean comments about what I was going through, I thought, wow, you know, what is it that inspires people to be so just cruel and mean and heartless, lacking in empathy and caring? That was such a difficult time for me. And I exposed my emotions. I exposed what I was going through at that time. And that's not always easy to do. But at that time, I was going through so much inner turmoil that I needed to reach out to my YouTubers. And the big majority of you were all very understanding and caring and sending your prayers and wishes and well wishes, what have you. You were wonderful. But what I say is, if you know somebody who lives alone and they are experiencing loneliness, reach out to them. It's so easy. And make a phone call. Don't just text. Texting is all well and good, but people need to hear people. They need to hear a voice. They need to hear emotions. They need to hear, hi, I was just thinking about you. How are you doing today? How's everything going? Don't be so lazy that you never call, never contact somebody who's living alone. And if you're close enough, make it a point to visit them. You know, make it a point to say, hey, thought I'd come over this weekend or whatever, you know. Take them a little something, you know, a little goodie or whatever, some kind of a little thoughtful gift. Nothing expensive, just a little thoughtful something, a candle. You know, like my son Elliot and his girlfriend, they have a little candle shop, and they brought me some candles as a Christmas gift in a huge blanket. It's amazing. I'll get it and show it to you. But this candle is gardenia. It smells beautiful. It's a very healthy candle. It doesn't have all the weird chemicals in it. They make them very, I guess you could say, healthy candle. But just bringing me, you know, and they brought me some before Christmas too. Just little thoughtful things to people that live alone. You don't realize how you can change someone's life just by visiting them for a while, by calling them. If they have opened up to you and told you they're going through a tough time for whatever reason, you know, they're struggling with something, or if they come right out and actually say, I'm feeling lonely, I've just been really lonely, I don't know what to do with this lonely feeling. You have to understand, like in some of the comments I read that were very non-understanding, they're like, oh, go do this, go do that, you know, they give you this list of stuff to do. What they don't understand is that when somebody is going, like I was going through at that time, it didn't matter what I did, who I saw, who I talked to, I struggled with loneliness. It was a very difficult time. I've come past that to this point now. I've come past it where I've learned what the technique I learned was to just be grateful every day for what I do have in my life. And I mean everything. A pillow, my furniture, my home, my car, toothpaste, you name it, a toothbrush, shampoo, a shower. I go through a list of things to be grateful for, that, and also that I'm living in my own place, because I have lived with other people. I did have to at one point, wasn't very good. So I'm very grateful for this. So if you know somebody who's lonely or living alone, you know, living alone, especially those that live alone, it can make a difference in their world for you to just take a little time and visit them, call them, talk to them, ask how they're doing, and really mean it. Not just a, how you doing? Oh, that's good. No, how are you doing? How is everything really going for you? Is everything really going okay? If not, talk to me. You know, say something that helps them deal with whatever they're going through. Because man, I'm telling you guys, oh, some of those comments that I got were just, you know, it's just amazing to me how mean people can be. I learned to, when you read those mean comments, you know, it's just either delete or just block, whatever. But it's still, you know, there are people out there who they could read a comment and it could break their day, you know, just break it. I have learned to just block them, although I still don't like it. I don't like reading a mean comment. Nobody wants to read something mean at them, you know, about them, whatever. Nobody likes that. But no, I'm not going to let it ruin my day. And there are times when I've even thought on certain videos I'm going to make it a no comment section, because I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to be going through all my comments to get rid of the mean ones and, you know, have it even in my brain, you know, just to read it. So I'm looking at you know, I think I will do that on certain videos, just so that I don't have to deal with the negativity that some people have to put out there. It's like they are just drawn to making something or commenting something very negative. They have to do it. I guess, I don't know if it makes them feel better, superior, stronger. I don't know what it is about that. But if I went to a video of someone who was talking about how lonely they are or how they're struggling in life or whatever, I'll be damned if I'm going to put something mean. I would be putting something, I'm so sorry you're going through this. I wish I could make it all go away for you and you would be okay, you know. I would want to put something encouraging or kind at least, you know. So, yeah, I just wanted to make this video to, you know, it's a new year. Maybe, you know, stop and think about the people you know that are living alone or are just going through loneliness. And I'm specifically talking about loneliness because I know there are a lot of other things that people can go through that are very difficult to deal with in life. But no, baby, that's fire. This one is just mainly about loneliness and lonely people. And those of you out there who think you have the answer for everybody, you don't, because you do not know where their mindset is. You don't know what their life has been. You don't know what they've been through or are going through. You have no idea. So to write something that makes it seem like, oh, well, it's your fault, you know, you should do this and you should do that, that doesn't help somebody who's struggling. What helps sometimes is just simple compassion and empathy to a person living alone. I have my days, although I've learned to cope with it from that video a year ago. That time was so tough. I still have my days. I'm not going to sit here and pretend every day is absolutely wonderful and I'm just happy and cheerful 24/7. No, I have my days because I'm a human being. And after being married for 22 years and raising 5 children, I still have days when it's like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through this day? The loneliness will come up. And then I start, you know, okay, be grateful for this, and it helps. Or I'll run to the store or something, just, you know, just to change the mindset. But sometimes a person hasn't gotten to that point. They're trapped. They're stuck in this place of loneliness where they don't know what to do. So what they need is kindness. They need kindness. And when you write things, you know, when you comment things that are like, well, it's your fault. If you didn't want to be lonely, you could join this, you could join that, or you could do this, or you could get a job, get a this, get a that, join a club, go to church. You could say all that stuff. But when someone is truly struggling up here, like I was back then, which, let me tell you, every day felt like a death sentence to me. I didn't want to get through each day. It was a very difficult time for a lot of reasons. So when I read the kind comments of something like, I'm so sorry you're going through this, I'll send my prayers to you, or they make simple suggestions like, you know, try to keep busy around the house or find something to do in the garden. You know, just little comments like that were nice. But when somebody says it in terms of, oh, well, you're lonely like that because you want to be. If you didn't want to be lonely, well, then do this, do that. Then you take it in a whole different way, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to if they said something or wrote something kind or worded it kindly. So yeah, there's so many lonely people, guys. I've even gotten onto videos of different videos of people expressing the loneliness they're going through, and my goodness, it's so sad to me, especially to hear the younger people that are really going through loneliness. It's like, wow, how different from when I was young, when I was very young. What a different world it is. And of course for the elderly, especially people that are much older than me, it breaks my heart. It really breaks my heart to hear somebody write me and say, I'm 84 years old, my husband died, I've been alone for 15 years, what have you. Oh my gosh. And then there are those who will say they don't even have any family anymore. They have no family, they have no friends, they have nobody. I've gotten comments of people who say, I have no one. And yeah, it's easy to say, well, get out there and make friends. Well, get out there. You don't know where they're at. You just don't know where they're at. Everybody goes through different stages in life, and it can be very difficult because we don't know what they're going through. So if you know somebody like that who lives alone, or even if they're married or with somebody, and they tell you, I'm feeling lonely even in this relationship. I'm feeling so lonely, I live alone, I'm tired of the repetition, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of that. Help them. Be kind. people, start being kind and stop with the meanness, stop with the heartlessness, the lack of empathy, the lack of caring. There is so much of that. And to me, that's so sad. It's like, well, I'm not lonely and I'm not depressed, so, you know, that's your problem. Oh my gosh, no. We have no idea what so many people are going through in their life. What has happened to them? What has made them feel the way they feel? What has made them their heart break? What has made them feel lost or confused or just, you know, in this little tangled web of life? We don't know where they're at. And so instead of being heartless and lacking in empathy, take a little time. Call them. Call them. Because you know what? If you don't, I believe that with karma, it will come back to you if you don't. I truly believe that. I believe it with all my heart. I'm lucky I have my kids, I have my grandkids, which is the most important to me. Friends are great, but they come and go. They can come and go. I'm grateful to have my family and my kids and my grandkids and their families. Or my kids and their family, you know, the wife or the husband or the boyfriend or a girlfriend, whatever. I'm lucky to have that. A lot of people don't have anything. And my gosh, you know, I can't get over some of the comments I read. They're so cold. And I just don't get it. It's like, what made you be such a cold person? So, you know, like if somebody is making a video and pouring their heart out to you, just pouring their heart out to you, that they're broken, for whatever reason they're broken at the time they make that video, they don't need some smartass leaving some rude comment, unkind comment, lack of empathy comment. They don't need that. They're pouring their heart out to you. Maybe YouTube is the only communication they have with anything outside of their life. You don't know. That might be their communication. Like they make that video and it's like, oh, there's a comment, there's a nice comment. You don't know why someone is in the place they're in, and you don't have the right to judge, because like I said and keep saying, we don't know what got them to that place in their life, why they're stuck there, why they're hurting. You don't know why they're hurting when it comes to loneliness, and particularly, like I said, particularly those that live alone. Life can be very difficult. I know for a fact for myself, living alone is not always easy. It's not always fun. It's not always cheerful and perfect. And that's the other thing. There are people who write comments, I love living alone. It's wonderful. I couldn't imagine my life any other way. It's just fabulous. I couldn't live with somebody, which I understand. And it all depends on how you word that. Like if you're on a video that, I don't even know that. When somebody is struggling with loneliness and then you come on and say, oh, I love it. I think it's great. I think it's fabulous. After what I went through in my marriage, oh God. And I love it. I couldn't, you know, and you go through all the joys of it for you. Well, do you think that helps a person who is struggling with loneliness? No, it doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. I dealt with all those kind of comments. I stopped going through all of them because there was over 2,000 or 3,000 comments on that video, and I can't go through all of them, and I can't do that. That's too much. But, you know, I understand that you're probably thinking, well, I love living alone. I don't understand. And I even saw a comment of one that said, I love living alone. I don't understand this mentality. What's wrong with you? You think that helps somebody who's pouring their heart out at that moment? They're pouring their heart out because they just feel a connection, and they know that there are other people out there going through the same thing, and it feels good to connect with people who are going through the same thing so you don't feel so alone in what you're going through. It's just a simple connection, you know, between people. So yeah, I just want to say, try to be more understanding of people who are struggling with loneliness. Be kind. If you come upon a video that someone is struggling with loneliness, please be kind. Say something encouraging or with empathy or caring. Don't sit there and make them feel like, well, my life's great, yours must suck. You know, that does not help. But yeah, I get it. You know, if you say something like, I'm so sorry you're going through this loneliness. I live alone too, but I've found a way to deal with it to where I feel happier in my circumstance. If I read that, I'd be like, oh, that's good to hear. But somebody says, oh, I love it. I think it's great. I don't know what's wrong with you. Why don't you try to do something about it? Blah, blah. No, that's just not the way to, that's not the way to do it. But I get what you're saying. I get it when you comment, when you see something like that and you're like, oh, I was married 20 years. I'm happy to be alone now. I get that. I do. And I understand that. But if you come upon a video that somebody's really hurting and maybe they're crying or maybe they're just expressing all that they're going through with their loneliness, oh my gosh, please. In this world of so many mean, unkind, lacking in empathy people, say something kind to them. Give them some encouragement, because when I was going through that a year ago, the kind ones helped my heart and soul. They really did. And even now, I have days when I'm like, I feel a little bit down today. I just don't feel great today. I'm feeling a little lonely, or I'm feeling a little whatever. I'm human. And anyone who lives alone, if you're honest, you're going to have periods. I don't care if it's just 5 minutes. I don't care if it's 10 minutes. Maybe it's a whole day. Maybe it's a whole week. Everybody experiences a little loneliness, even if it's for a minute. Maybe you're sitting there watching TV and you think, gosh, it'd be nice if somebody was here. And then you go, oh, well, that's not the way it is. And you're over it. Everybody experiences a little something in loneliness at some point. That's human nature. Even married people, I've gotten comments from people who are married or living with somebody or have roommates and they're still feeling lonely. I had one tell me the worst feeling in the world is to be living with someone and still feel alone. That is terrible. So it all just depends, guys, and I just want to say, please, try to make 2025, in your case and for others, be kinder. Visit that person who lives alone. Call them. Take them a little gift of something just to say, I'm thinking of you. Just make them feel that they're important and they matter and they're included in your thinking, in your life. It can change someone's life. I just got a comment today from someone from that video that said their friend committed suicide because that friend couldn't take the loneliness anymore. It's a serious situation. So reach out, guys. You know, like that song from the Beatles, All the Lonely People, where do they all come from? Eleanor Rigby. There's a lot of them out there, all ages. So take care, guys. Be kind to one another and take the time to visit or call someone who lives alone. You can change their life. Okay? So anyway, guys, I'm going to take care, and I hope this is a wonderful new year for all of you, and try to make it a wonderful one for others as well. See you later. Bye-bye. Oh, come on, Lily. Come on, Lily.